Clutch time begins for many drivers as the playoffs ensues and cut lines come up in all three of NASCAR's premier series. This is the Inside Lane on Sports 360 AZ. I am your host, Devon Henry, and to prepare for Arizona's championship weekend at Phoenix Raceway, we are joined on the Inside Lane by a two-time ARCA West Series champion, the youngest driver to win in the ARCA Menard Series, and the 2021 NASCAR Camping World Truck Series winner at Circuit of the Americas. Driver of the Front Row Motorsports number 38 Ford F-150, the third-generation racer from Sherrills, North Carolina, it's Todd Gilliland. Todd, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been kind of a crazy ride, rethinking all the stats you just said right there, but it's been a lot of fun, and like we were just talking about before, it's my life, and it's a lot of fun, and I can't wait to hopefully keep doing it for many years.
Absolutely, you're still very young. You got a lot of good times coming up, it seems like. Got back to victory lane this season at literally NASCAR's first ever race at Circuit of the Americas of any series. So you'll always hold that little tidbit of history, and getting back to victory lane this year, Front Row Motorsports still kind of new to the truck scenes, and you're able to get Front Row to victory lane for the first time in the truck series, along with Arizona's Michael McDowell doing it at the Daytona 500, the only team to win in the truck series and the Cup series. But what's different this year about you guys? I mean, I know you guys got so close a few times last year, but what's different for you, for the team to get to victory lane and just be consistent this year?
Yeah, I think really just kind of the experience, going into the truck series for your first time as a total group. It's tough with no practice. You really make a lot of guesses, a lot of educated guesses based off all the tools that, we use a lot from Ford, but just having a lot more experience with that. My crew chief, just having experience calling the races. I think all that stuff has just came into place so much, and definitely in the last half of the season has been, definitely the best run of my career in the truck series, just consistently top 5, top 10. And that's what makes it really fun to go to the racetracks, is going there and knowing you're going to be, in the hunt at least every single week. And that really goes back to also to Front Row Motorsports, just building nice trucks, everything lightweight, the bodies are nice. That's the stuff that keeps you in the game every single week. And then, it's about not making mistakes during the race and all that stuff, but just to be consistently good every single week just takes a really good core group of guys. And I think we definitely have that.
Getting it done this year, you're en route to making it to the next round of the playoffs with the elimination coming up at Bristol Motor Speedway. But I want to go back to your guys' break. The truck series gets a break here and there, and you had a lot of fun, it looked like. I love going to Alaska. I've only been once, and it's a beautiful place. But you went with your dad, David, and your grandfather, Butch, and you guys went fishing up in Alaska, a little bit different weather than what you guys just had in North Carolina. What was that like, going to Alaska? Do you guys do that often with your dad and your grandpa? Because, I mean, that looks like a blast.
Yeah, it really was a blast for us. But that was actually our first time ever going up there. My dad's a big fisherman. Just around, his house, they have a pond. And, he's just been really wanting to go up to Alaska forever. So it was really, really nice to be able to go up there. And then also my grandpa Butch, he's been he actually lives in Thailand, so we didn't really see him too often. And then for him to come into town and then fly up there with us was obviously really special to spend 3 generations together. But the weather is cold and raining the whole time. So I was layered up for sure, but it was definitely a lot of memories we won't forget, and caught a ton of fish. So I'm gonna have to find 100 different ways to cook salmon, I think, over the next few months.
Did you guys get to cook any of it yourself and eat some? And what was it, just salmon, or did you guys get anything else out there?
Yeah, we caught a couple halibut, but mostly salmon. And we did cook some. And I don't necessarily love to eat fish, at a restaurant or something, but when you catch it that day and then cook it that night, it's it tastes amazing, and something that you really just have to appreciate. You just caught this fish, and kind of takes you back in time a little bit.
Yeah, here in Arizona, for some reason, my family loves seafood, and I'm a little wary of the seafood that comes to Arizona. But the one time I had salmon in Alaska, you can't beat that. You cannot beat salmon in Alaska. But to go a little bit further on you, your dad, your grandpa, obviously you came from a racing family with those now 3 Gilliland, as you're the 3rd generation racer. What was it like growing up in that racing family? Was it always life at the racetrack? And I mean, growing up now, I know Butch isn't necessarily around you guys, but do you still get some input from him on your racing career?
Yeah, I definitely do get a lot of input from, really both of them, and then, everyone around my family's been in racing too, because of, my dad and grandpa racing. So, um, but yeah, pretty much, growing up, I was always at the racetrack. I've got to be really good friends with like Harrison Burton. I feel like we kind of grew up around the racetrack together, and now we've been pretty much racing against each other for 5 or 6 years. He's in the Xfinity series now. I'm in the Truck series, so he's kind of left me a little bit, and now he's going Cup racing. So, but it's just been really cool to kind of be around it, and I think it honestly makes me that much more appreciative when like I made my first laps at Daytona. Like that was the coolest place for me growing up. Like I could not wait to go there, and then I finally got to make my first laps there, and just really all these racetracks I've been going to forever. It just makes it that much more special to be able to do it myself and go out there on a big stage to me, and hopefully it just keeps getting bigger.
And back when your dad David was racing in the Cup Series, do you have any memories of just hanging out in the garage or just hanging out at the racetrack? And then now as a professional doing it, it kind of hit you again like, oh yeah, I remember, when I used to come to Darlington, we used to blah, 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 anything like that now that you've kind of grown up and experienced that lifestyle?
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of remember really bits and pieces of, a random two that I can think of is I was sitting on the pit box when Juan Pablo Montoya hit the jet dryer, and it was like crazy, like just chaos down there on pit road. And then another one is also I was sitting on the pit box when my dad and David Reagan finished first and second at Talladega, and I think it was Front Row's first Cup win. So those are two moments I can still remember like super clearly. But it is interesting what you said too, like kind of thinking about thinking stuff we've did at a certain racetrack and stuff. But we're definitely making those memories down.
And we've talked a little bit about your relationship with team owner Bob Jenkins from your dad, as you mentioned, driving for Front Row Motorsports before. But do you have any memories like at the shop, just kind of hanging out and being around Bob Jenkins, your dad, and just kind of like, hey, this is almost where I grew up, right? And now I'm here fixing up the trucks myself sometimes inside the shop.
Yeah, it is. That is crazy to think about. Also, like you said, I mean, we really did grow up. Being with Bob Jenkins, pretty much every single weekend at the racetrack. And then another cool memory with Bob is that he has a suite at Bristol. They're from Tennessee, right around the area. And, we'd always go up there and watch the Cup races. And then actually in a couple weeks when we race Bristol again for our cutoff race, we're planning on staying over there after. And, I haven't been up there in a long time. So it'll be cool to go back up there and kind of be like the old times of, me, my mom and sister up there watching my dad race. But times are a little bit different now, and it's cool that we all still get to be able to go up there and do it.
How often does your dad David get to come in and watch you in person?
He's there every single weekend, so that is something that's been a lot of fun too to be together, because really when I started racing and he was in the Cup series, he didn't really get to make it to too many races. He was super busy at the same times we were racing on the weekends. So but that's one thing that recently, even he's got his own Truck series team, so they're kind of racing against us, but it's still awesome to have him there. And just being able to go find him in the garage, ask him a question every now and then, and that's really the opportunities you can't pass up.
And we got to talk before last year about what you're doing away from the race car, because like you said, I mean, your life is racing. You breathe it, you eat it, you sleep it. But everyone's got a little something outside of the world of racing. I know that you love the outdoors and fishing and whatnot, and take your guys out to lunch every here and there. But as a race car driver, obviously there's a lot of stress that comes with the job, a lot of weekends where you're working. As you've kind of grown older now, matured a little bit, how do you decompress after either a tough weekend or just the lifestyle of cutthroat motorsports lifestyle 24/7? How do you decompress?
Yeah, just recently actually, me and a bunch of my friends have started to play Xbox a lot more than my girlfriend would like me to, but that's definitely a great way for me, at least, to go like you said, decompress after a hard weekend, get on there with your friends and just have fun. So that's been really fun for me lately. And also we just got some road course go-karts. So we come out to GoPro Motorplex. It's like 20 minutes down the road from us. So that's still very much racing, but also just a lot of fun. And definitely, like you said, I feel like as I've gotten a little bit older, I've definitely learned to like, a couple other things outside of racing, but still, like you said, very much in racing also.
And I'm sure you really enjoyed swimming at GoPro during the off-axis 500. That looked like a lot of fun too.
Oh my, yeah, that was some tough conditions, but that was a lot of fun. I couldn't believe they even let us race in that. It was pouring rain. So there's an awesome picture of me pushing Christian Eckes, and Truck Series competitor, straight in a puddle. It was a mess, but it was a lot of fun.
Talking with Todd Gilliland, the driver of the Ford F-150, number 38 for Front Row Motorsports. Before I let you go, obviously lots to do, plenty busy, always 24/7. Got to do a segment called Quick Time. I got rapid fire questions, looking for rapid fire answers in return. You ready to set Quick Time, Todd?
I am.
All righty, first and foremost, your favorite city to travel to for a race?
Dude, that's a tough one. I think Las Vegas. I'm really excited to go there this year. I just turned 21, so I'm hoping to take all Vegas's money in gambling.
Well, we will be glad to have you on the West Coast. I hope to see you there. And of course, we talked about fish a little bit already, but if you could take any fish you've either ever caught or ever heard of, what is your favorite fish to cook and eat?
I think mahi-mahi. That was the first fish I'd ever caught and eaten like immediately after. And I love the taste of it, and it's a cool fish to catch and also take a picture with.
And I love your family roots, and I love that you guys are still really tight with your dad and your grandpa, and going fishing was cool. But if you could do anything with those two guys, like say this weekend, what would it be?
That's tough. I think just since Butch has been here, like the last couple weeks, we've been out to the go-kart track together. We went fishing. I think another late model race would be awesome. We did that a couple of years ago back in like 2014, and they still talk a big game, but I really think I could beat them now. So I think we need a rematch.
That would be downright phenomenal. I would pay good money for that, sir, because that'd be a lot of fun. And then I looked up a 12 questions with Jeff Gluck back in 2017, like 4 years ago. One thing that caught my eye. Do you still get a little bit giddy when fans ask for your autograph?
Absolutely. I think, it's crazy to me that people want my autograph and like go to watch us race and like have fans, but that's one of the coolest things. You just got to embrace it. And, I think that's one part I've really missed is the fans not being at the racetrack over COVID. And then just recently, more and more fans being in the infield is awesome. And, that part has definitely been coming back to me. I think that goes for everyone, honestly. Probably Cup Series down, everyone's a little bit more giddy now when they get their autograph asked for. But yep, that's still me. It's been me the whole time. Dang.
And it looks like at least the Cup Series garage will be back open for Phoenix Raceway's infield experience here November 5th, 6th, and 7th for championship weekend. Last one for you. If you have the opportunity of racing for a championship in Phoenix on November 5th, what do you think the biggest hurdle will be to overcome that weekend?
Well, I'm actually really looking forward to Phoenix. We have practice and qualifying, I believe, for Phoenix. So, but I don't know. I think just the pressure of it. The last race of the year is always just very pressure filled. Everyone wants to go out on a high note. And, if we make the Final Four, anything but a championship would kind of be a letdown at that point. So I just think the pressure would be the hardest part. But I definitely, I think everyone on my team is ready for it.
Todd, looking forward to having you here at Phoenix Raceway. Hopefully you're in that championship four, racing for a title, and we hope to see you then. And, of course, thank you for your time chatting with us, Todd.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me on.
This is the Inside Lane on Sports 360 AZ. Keep up for everything going on NASCAR Championship Weekend at sports360az.com.